And as many of you know, it was a year ago next week that Hurricane Sandy hit the state of New Jersey. And there's a group of people in Trenton who only think it's about the shore. Well, there's a lot more to the storm damage than just the shore. And that's what climate change is all about. It's affected here, it's affected northern urban communities, it's affected a lot of the waterfront. As you can see, our waterfront was lost. It's about $17 million worth of damage. We've been told by FEMA we're going to get about $15 million back, plus we have an insurance settlement. So we have enough money to repair. However, it's going to be timely, it's going to be costly, as the city of Elizabeth is going to have to throw in some money as well. As you know, uprooted trees, utility lines. And what Teresa said is it continues. Traffic lights are out. When the storm hit the city of Elizabeth, we have approximately 51,000 PSE&G accounts. 49,000 of those accounts were without power and were dark for almost 10 days afterwards. I myself did not have power for 12 days after the storm. No heat, no lights for residents. We kept our centers open late at night. The days grew into weeks. Significant amounts of food were lost. It is more than just the shore. The unparalleled storm surge from the Arthur Kill forced water throughout property, uplifting the boardwalk, breaking it into pieces. In order to maintain the safety of motorists and pedestrians, police officers are assigned to busy intersections. So what we have done since the storm, the city has been hard at work rebuilding, reinforcing, and planning for the future. The damage assessments were conducted, permit waivers requested, project worksheets developed with FEMA, and designs have been prepared. And we know that the president is hard at work on climate change legislation. The problem is he has to deal with the same people who don't believe that residents of our country need health care. And that causes great difficulty for the president. But climate change is real. Just look at the city of Elizabeth. Look at all areas along waterfront here in the state of New Jersey. FEMA's 406 Hazard Mitigation Program. A number of waterfront mitigation measures have been approved to make damaged structures here more resilient. Restoration, reinforcement work is set to begin here next month. FEMA has already said is reimbursing 90%. We've submitted a list of large-scale projects to FEMA that we'd like to embark upon. A seawall around Atalanta Plaza, which is a very large employer just north of our location. Major pump stations to reduce flooding. Emergency generators for critical facilities like police and fire, shelters, pump stations, traffic signals. We are still currently awaiting a determination on those requests, but we will continue to move forward. Here at Veterans Park, we are installing vinyl sheet piling to protect the steel bulkhead and concrete ballast to keep the boardwalk from lifting up in a future storm. Hurricane straps will be installed on the pile-supported boardwalk and recreation pier to brace the measures for future storms. Electrical panels will be raised to alleviate the impact of water damage in the future. We're putting in taller steel piles instead of wood piles. They will be installed at the marina just north of here to protect the new floating docks. Funding in the amount of $582,000 has been awarded for energy resilience through a broad range of available technologies. As many of you can see and take note, we are taking action that this type of damage, when it occurs, we will be better prepared. Using the knowledge and experience we have to be proactive is a great start. These decisions we make here today will not just impact you, they'll impact our children. I have a daughter who's 13 years of age. While climate change is extremely important for those of us that reside here and the damage that occurs, it is much more important for her. Because if people keep ignoring the issues of climate change, we will have a much warmer climate in the future, we will have more storms in the future, and more damage. The president is leading the way on climate change legislation. The problem is he's dealing with the same people who don't believe that poor people in our community deserve health care. They are roadblocks. We need to support the president and work with him on solid climate change legislation.
Mayor Bollwage, you spoke about the government's reaction to the recovery from Hurricane Sandy. If you were to give a report card, what grades would you give the federal government and the state government?
If you had to grade the government, I'd give it a grade of slow. After all, when the initial funding for the legislation and the storm went through Congress, you had the Republicans holding it up for political purposes. But it's more than the shore. It's more to recognize the damages throughout the state. It's not only the shore in New Jersey.
On another topic politically, I have to ask you this. A lot of your cohorts as mayors have endorsed Governor Christie, Democrats. What's your reaction to that?
You know, Governor Christie has not been good for the Democratic Party in the state of New Jersey at all. The governor has represented his own interest and his own political aspirations to be the president of the United States. And I think a lot of the Democrats who endorsed the governor endorsed him out of either some quid pro quo later on or something they're getting from the governor now. I don't understand it. I think it hurts our chances to maintain the legislature. I think it hurts our chances to elect Democrats to the Assembly and the Senate. Why the Democrats did it, you'd have to ask them. It's their own reasons. I just don't get it.